Hi, my name is Christine Olivo. I am running for Florida's 24th Congressional District, and this is my Economy and Wellbeing Gauntlet. My plan for student loan debt is very simple. Cancel it. The only cancel culture I will support is canceling student loan debt. Why? When you look at the numbers, mostly women or minorities have the most amount of student loan debt. Canceling student loan debt will close the gender wealth gap, and it will also close the racial wealth gap. All in all, we will boost the economy once we cancel student loan debt. I've only got one position on it, and that's cancel it. My plan for tax reform, we need to tax the rich their fair share. There's no other option. We have seen years and years of tax breaks not trickling down to the middle class or lower income families. It's not working. All they are doing is taking those tax breaks and buying their private jets, buying their yachts, or getting their $1 million homes and not raising the wage for their employees, not giving them health care, not giving them bonuses. All they are doing is pocketing the money. The idea that if we give the rich a tax break, they will then employ more people or they will pass on the wealth, trickle it down. It's not working. It's done. We're not doing it anymore. We're tired of scraping for pennies when the 1% is just doing backflips in the amount of money that they have collected from tax breaks from our government. This is the people's government, and the people deserve a fair break. So my answer is simple. We need to tax the rich their fair share. The priority is keeping jobs here in America. The priority is making sure that corporations can build right here, thrive right here, so that we can have employment right here in America. I do believe that trading is important to building wealth and ending poverty in third world countries and all throughout the globe, but not at the expense of American citizens. So my main concern right now with trade is making sure that at the end of the day, we come out on top, that we don't lose jobs, that we gain jobs. This should not just be to help businesses save a buck or two. I would much rather know that I'm paying $1 or more to keep jobs right here in America. However, I do believe that we do need to work on trade deals with other countries that are struggling, but in a way where we all benefit and nobody loses. I am personally affected by Social Security injustices because my family and I have to split the funding for my uncle's bills. He is on Social Security and he can't afford to live. What I would do is increase the amount that our elderly are given. And it's not just Social Security, it's also those on disability. They're not making enough. And it should also include long-term care. Social Security must include housing, and that should be completely separate from the checks that they receive just to survive. Just imagine, we're paying his phone bill. We're paying for his utilities. We're paying for his groceries. Even though he does qualify for food stamps, it's still not enough. We're not taking care of our elderly, and our elderly have done everything to take care of us. They worked hard their entire lives. I am very big on increasing Social Security benefits, and not only that, making the process easier for those to apply. We are dealing with elderly folks. They are not computer savvy. They don't have all of the equipment and all of the documents needed to go through this long process. I am ready to fight for more money and an easier application process and long-term care benefits for those receiving Social Security and disability. We must take care of our elders. I am in full support of a federal jobs guarantee, which is why I'm also in full support of the Green New Deal. I believe strongly that what we do for our climate will not only save our planet, but it will create more jobs. And those jobs will then in turn give us the positions to offer a federal jobs guarantee. Our district has only 19% of its citizens with a bachelor's degree. And that is because most of our citizens have to go to work. They can't afford to go to college. I was 19 years old when I had to drop out of college because I had to work 3 jobs to help my family save our house. I am in full support of a tuition-free public college option. Education is a huge barrier when it comes to a higher living wage, getting a job that pays you enough to survive. I believe that if we have tuition-free public college, we would see not only our economy thrive, but we would see more confidence in the people that live in our district. So I am in full support of tuition-free public college. I plan to be completely fossil fuel free by 2050. It is possible, but we have to start now. I mean, I would love to be completely fossil fuel free by 2030, but we are so behind because our government has ignored the cry of our planet. Not only is climate change affecting us worldwide, it's affecting us right here in the district. We have what is called king tides. And on South Beach, where everybody parties, that's right, it also floods because the tides are rising. And as the tides rise, more and more residents are moving out of the fancy areas and into our district and pushing the natives in District 24 out. We are going through climate gentrification, and it is affecting us in a big way. Most of our minority businesses have closed down because of climate gentrification. Most of our homeowners have sold to higher bids because they needed the money and they're moving to other neighborhoods. My plan is to fight for a Green New Deal so that our community can stay right here. Our businesses can thrive right here, and our planet can go on to live for generations and for our children to come. So I am fighting for a Green New Deal. And as I said also in a previous video, it would create more jobs. We're not just talking about saving the planet, we're also talking about saving our livelihood. So I am in full support of a Green New Deal. The best way that we can secure a living wage is by cutting the military spending by 75%. If we have people like Manchin and Sinema saying that we don't have the funds to provide for a living wage, to raise the minimum wage to 15, which I think 15 is below a compromise. We need to be talking about 20 or 25. Nonetheless, if we cut military spending, we would have the funds to help these small businesses raise the minimum wage. A lot of these businesses can't afford it, and I understand that. So it's our job to make sure that we can help supplement that, and that is by cutting the military spending by 75%, if not more. I believe that our living wage should not be $15. I believe that it should be 20 or 25, depending on what the cost of living is where you're at. In our district, we just got voted the most expensive place to live in the United States of America. The apartment down the street is $3,000 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. What single mother can afford that? We need to raise the living wage, and we need to raise it now. I have been working 3 jobs, and I mean 3 jobs simultaneously since I was 16, round the clock working. That is many, many years of working, and not one of my jobs ever offered me a chance to join a union. I have been fired for being pregnant. I have been written up for defending immigrant employees and the treatment of immigrant employees. I have seen the worst of it. I am in full support of the ability to be able to join a union. We need more unions protecting our workers because the corporations are not. They are serving their own interests, and the unions serve the interests of the people. I will fight hard for our unions, and I will fight hard for our workers to be able to join a union because I never got a chance to. And I was discriminated for being a woman, for being pregnant, for being Black, for being on the right side of justice. And I never had a union to fight for me. I'm ready to make sure that a union can fight for you. We must break up monopolies because it gives our smaller businesses a chance to thrive locally if they're able to start a business that these monopolies have completely dominated. One monopoly that I would love to break up is the Florida Power and Light. They completely take over all of our access to energy, and it's not fair. We are at the mercy of their prices. I believe that we need to completely switch to solar. That's a completely different subject. But overall, one company should not be in charge of our energy, of our power. There are many other monopolies I would love to break up, and oligopolies too. Those are a few corporations that dominate industries like the airline industry, like the phone industry, like the cable industry. These are like basic things that we should be able to get, but we are at the mercy of these companies, and they will raise the prices. They do not care that we are middle class or low income. They do not care. They want their money and they will cut you off. It's not fair. It's time for us to fight, and I fully support breaking up monopolies.